All right, hi guys. Um, this is the last part of the last component of your whole assignment, which is the individual component, which makes up question number 3. Now, prior to this, I remember telling all of you that there are 3 group assignment questions and there is 1 individual question. All right. I would like to correct that, and it is actually only 2 parts to your 2 questions to your group assignment, and this is the individual part. And then there is one final question for your individual part. All right. Okay. So for your individual part, currently we are looking at after you have done all of your group components, which you have explained what is the system that you have chosen, you have given a functional and also a benefit and the advantages to your system, right? There's also the question 2 where you have selected a particular technology that supports your system. So after all of those which are being explained, you are now going to the individual part, which makes up 60% of your whole assignment. All right. So in terms of the individual part, the main difference here is that you are all going to suggest a solution. All right. Now you are going to suggest and basically provide to suggest an IT, which means it's a technology, or it could be a IS initiative. All right, which basically means you are adding on a function, you are giving them a solution of a new technology to be used, you are changing their technology that you have mentioned earlier, you are asking them to improve their system. All right. So first and foremost, you will have to specify what is your proposed IT or information system initiative. When you're specifying it here, it's pretty much explaining how does your technology work. If you remember functionality, the functions of your information system from the group part earlier, this is going to be similar here. All right. After you're done with the specification, you are then going to move on into analysis. Now, when it comes to analysis, again, you will see the same analysis which I've written down here, which are basically in these slides. The competitive model, which is your Porter's 5 forces, SWOT, and also PESTEL. The only difference now is that you will have to choose each of you one. All right. Now, the analysis is to be applied upon and onto your solution that you have identified. All right. So, if you have identified a new technology for them to use, you are going to use Porter's 5 forces to basically look at and evaluate that particular new technology. All right. So, if you have chosen to basically give a suggestion of an improvement of the information system or even a new information system, you are going to basically do that. And if you are supposed to choose either SWOT or then PESTEL to then be applied onto your new solution. So how many of these analysis that you choose is depending on your group members. All right. So if there's basically 2 of you, right? You can choose out of the 2 of you, you can choose any of these 3. If there are 3 of you in a team, of course each of you will have to take one. But remember, you cannot be choosing the same one. If one of you have taken Porter's 5 forces, the other one must then take either SWOT or PESTEL. Okay, all right. So that's how it goes in terms of the analysis. Remember, the analysis here is not onto your company anymore. It is basically onto the proposed solution that you have basically identified. All right. Now, from that, we then move on to the benefit and the competitive advantage proposed by your proposed information technology or information system initiative. Now, based on your suggestion, based on your technology or hardware change or information system or functionality change, you will then have to identify what are the benefits here and how by doing this it provides the company a competitive advantage. All right, so that's the next point on what is it about. The last 3 points, I'll put them together, which is risk, security, and also recovery. Now, these 3 areas are correlated with each other, and of course, you have to explain. If you have proposed for something new, you must identify what are the risks by proposing this new technology or this new information system. What are the security aspects that must be covered, that must be considered, and as well as recovery. So when you look at these 3, they are very much related. One is to anticipate. All right, one is to anticipate. At least you are trying to come up with certain preventions, which means you are notifying the company on what risks are there in relation to the technology and the system that you have chosen. In terms of the security, you are then identifying what can be done. Will there be backup? Will there be a particular area of security? Are there any security breaches? Are there any privacy issues when it comes to your particular solution? Last but not least is in terms of recovery. So recovery in terms of if your technology or system that you have identified, do they come with anything which will be enabling them to identify how to recover from a particular disaster. All right, so you're just supposed to explain all those areas which are given there. Okay, so with that, that is basically the explanation of your last and final question of your whole assignment. So there's overall only 3 parts that you're supposed to answer. All right, 2 parts of it were made up out of your group assignment, and one last part is your individual assignment. So question 1 was the answering of current markets and also the functions and benefits of your information system. Second question is identifying a technology that goes along that supports your system. And third question, which is individually related, are those aspects in terms of giving a new solution, giving a new suggestion on what should be done with the system. All right, and of course, to make it clear to you as well, that will be making up 60% of your whole assignment. All right. All right, so that is basically it. Have a good break. I won't be seeing you for over 2 weeks. I'm hoping that you will start working on the individual part of your assignment as well. And when it comes to updates, please look at the Facebook group for any updates. I'll be posting some questions there. There'll be some activities for you to do, and so that you will that you can also be answering them. And then if there's any questions, I'll be available online. Okay. All right. Take care. Bye.